Hello everyone and welcome back to my Road to Master Ball series here on YouTube. My name is Griever84 and we are in episode 5 now of that series. As you guys can see down below, my team is still the same and we are coming back off of a couple of surprising battles that we had in the last couple of episodes. But we managed to get a win streak going again, and we're going to see if we can continue it in today's episode. So let's get into the battles here and see if we can pick up some more wins. Alright, so as you can see in the information panel here, we've done 12 battles so far in this series. We are 9-3, which is a pretty good record. It's also, if you guys want to know, down below at the bottom of the video player as well. So let's see who we got. So this is most definitely a Trick Room team. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start Hatterene. We're gonna start Hatterene and Torkoal. It's almost a mirror of teams here. We'll bring in Vileplume. And Right Hyperior. Alright, so my idea going into this battle is my opponent's probably going to try to set Trick Room. They've got Hatterene and Didi. So I'm assuming that that's what they're going to go for, just straight out. And to counteract that strategy, because I don't have a Duraludon on my team, I'm going to use Hatterene and Torkoal with spread moves. So the Indeedee won't be able to redirect my attacks, and I'll still be able to get good chunk damage off on the opposing Hatterene. So there's a Psychic Surge. No different than what I'm used to playing. My Drought triggers. Alright. So Dazzling Gleam and Eruption. At bare minimum, I should be able to kill the Indeedee and deal massive damage to the Hatterene. Ideally, they might set Trick Room for me and I can just sweep. But we'll see. It kind of depends on what other Pokemon they have and who's technically the slowest Pokemon. Okay, there's the Helping Hand. Oh, a Helping Hand. Okay. Psychic onto the Torkoal. That's a good... That's actually a good choice. Okay. Okay, that breaks the Focus Sash. Alright, let's bring in Vileplume for the speed. We'll do another Dazzling Gleam. And I think what I'm going to do this time is I'm actually going to do an After You on my Hatterene so that she moves before anything my opponent can do. Because I did enough damage to KO the other Hatterene, and the Indeedee used Helping Hand, so if he repeats that process, I'll be able to knock out his only attacking Pokemon this turn. So let's see what actually happens here. Okay, there's the Follow Me. I don't know if that redirects After You. It does. Okay. But I'm still faster than the opposing Hatterene. So, it worked in my favor nonetheless. And I learned that After You will be redirected by Follow Me. So, all good information to have. It's also good to note that I would have been slower than my opponent in Trick Room. You know what? At this... Yeah, we'll just Dazzling Gleam again, and I think I'm going to try to Sleep Powder the Mudsdale. Because it's probably going to Dynamax right now. And there's the Mudsdale Dynamax, which is expected. Alright, let's see what their Indeedee does. If it does a Helping Hand or if it does a Follow Me. It does neither. And my Sleep Powder goes off. So Mudsdale is now asleep. Indeedee used Psychic. Of course, that's going to take out my Vileplume, unfortunately, but it did what it needed to do. And of course, the opposing Indeedee is now gone. Alright, so all we got left is Rhyperior. So let's see what they've got. A Conkeldurr, okay. So since Mudsdale is asleep, what I'm going to do is I'm going to Psychic the Conkeldurr and Dynamax... Well, Dynamax Max Quake the Conkeldurr. Basically trying to take it out this turn. Because if I can take out this Conkeldurr this turn, it won't matter if the Mudsdale is awake or asleep when I try to take it out next turn. So. Good old Dynamaxed Rhyperior. Okay, Poison Jab. Hopefully I survive this. Nope. Okay, that's unfortunate. But we'll see how much this Max Quake does. Mudsdale's still asleep. And there's the Guts Flame Orb. Okay. So, what has to happen this turn is Mudsdale has to stay asleep. If Mudsdale does not stay asleep, then I probably lose. Because I needed that Hatterene to take out Conkeldurr this turn. So we'll see what happens here. I know it's going to move faster than me, so it's going to activate my weakness policy. The question is it going to knock me out? Which it's not. Lowers its defense. Activates my weakness policy, and in theory, I should be able to sweep this. Because I go before Mudsdale. So if it stays asleep, I should win. That's the problem with Rhyperior, is you have to make sure you take it out in a single turn. Yep, perfect. There we go. Alright, all the weird effects have gone away. And my opponent loses their Dynamax. And is still asleep. So I am in a prime position to basically just win here. Looked a little shaky there for a minute, not gonna lie. But we managed to play around the possibility of our opponent setting Trick Room, and the irony of this battle is neither one of us did. Let's see what my opponent decides to do here. I half expected them to try and like protect, but they must have not had the move or thought that they were gonna wake up. But good job, Cleffa. It was a good battle. It actually made me think quite a bit. So props to you for that. There was definitely some mind games going on there. But on to our next battle. Rank 8 Great Ball tier. I think we I can't remember what the next like upgrade is, if it's on 9 or if it's on 10. Either way, we hopefully should get there soon. I will say, like, after watching the Dallas Regionals the other day, it's interesting to see how many Trick Room teams are actually running around, or things that can operate in Trick Room. Whimsicott Dracovish. Or Whimsicott. Alright, so we're going to start with our standard lead here. Hatterene and Indeedee. Indeedee's going to be the key, because depending on what my opponent chooses... and then we'll go... I think Torkoal, Rai Hyperior. Because Torkoal's got Solar Beam. Yeah, I like this. We'll make this work. All right. Lolo, let's see what you got. I gotta say, I gotta commend them on their outfit. Okay, so we see a Dracovish and a Whimsicott. So that tells me two things. One, they're wanting to run down as much damage as they can with Dracovish. And two, the Whimsicott's probably going to Tailwind. So, I'm going to Trick Room, and I'm going to Follow Me. This is going to be important because if it plays out the way I anticipate, it will severely weaken the amount of damage that Dracovish can do, because I will now outspeed it. Alright, there's the Moonblast. And then there's the Fishious Rend, which should KO my Indeedee. Completely okay with that. It's exactly, it's not exactly what I described, but it's still, like, pretty much the ideal turn for me. Because now, yeah, we'll bring in Torkoal. We'll bring in Torkoal, we'll set Sun, which will weaken the Dracovish even further. And we'll spam Dazzling Gleam and Eruption and see what happens. Because Dazzling Gleam will be super effective on the Dracovish, and Eruption will be super effective on the Whimsicott. And since Trick Room is in play, I am faster than both of my opponent's Pokemon, therefore I will get to have both moves activate first. Focus Sash Whimsicott, which is expected. It's a pretty standard item for that Pokemon. And then Dazzling Gleam to wipe up the double KO. So in one single first turn, or in the first turn, I managed to set up the momentum in my favor. Now we just have to see what other two Pokemon my opponent is carrying and what we'll do about it. And the nice thing is, in this position, I still have Rai Hyperior in the back. Okay. Dazzling Gleam. and Eruption. And my opponent decided to go ahead and give up because they didn't figure they could probably win that. Good job, Lolo. It was definitely a quick battle, but I wish you luck in your future ones if you happen to see this video. So, not bad so far. Continue battling. Alright. So 2 wins so far today, pretty quickly, I gotta say. Not too bad. Let's see who we get for our 3rd battle for this video. But I will say, I was starting to mention the Dallas Regionals earlier in the video, and it was actually really good to watch the professional caliber play at the Masters tier, because it showed me because up to this point I've been playing this team as, well, I'm pretty much invincible because I run Trick Room, and I run a setup where I get Trick Room set up instantly. It's not as invincible as you'd like to think it is, and so knowing the weaknesses of your team, even if you're running a pretty standard setup, is important, because then you learn how to play around it. Kind of like that battle in the beginning where I had almost a mirror match Trick Room team, and we managed to pull a victory. Let's see here. I'm just going to go with the same setup. Torkoal and... do I want to do Rai Hyperior? Yeah, I want to do Rai Hyperior. So let's see what our opponent brings. I'm expecting the Grimmsnarl and possibly Mimikyu to be their leads. That's probably a Mold Breaker Excadrill, considering the rest of their team. The Galarian Darmanitan is probably there just for cleanup. Dracovish is just straight damage. And same for the Hydreigon. Alright, Fafel, let's go and see what you got there. I'm digging the snazzy white. I like it. Okay, so Darmanitan and Dracovish, they're going straight for the attack right off the bat. So, this actually works for me. It might seem that my opponent is in a very threatening position to gain momentum in the battle, but just like last time, we're going to set Trick Room, and we are going to follow me to redirect both the attacks to Indeedee. Ideally, what will happen is Indeedee will die, and we'll be able to bring in Torkoal right after to spam spread attacks. Now, the question here is if this is a Zen mode Darmanitan, or if this is a Guerrilla Tactics. And Indeedee doesn't technically have the defenses for me to really tell. I think even a Zen mode would almost one-hit KO, or would one-hit KO an Indeedee in this scenario. I don't know the calculation exactly, but it's what I'm assuming. And just like we predicted, and just like last time, we are set up on turn 2 to perfectly take advantage of Trick Room. So, Dazzling Gleam for spread, and Eruption for spread as well. And we do know from last time facing a Dracovish that both of these attacks will KO it on this turn. And I'm assuming that the calculation for Eruption will one-hit KO this Darmanitan. And there we go. So, free turn where we don't have to worry about any types of attacks coming back over at us. And we'll see what my opponent brings in for the next round. Now, the nice thing about this, if you guys have noticed, especially with the battles today, I've only Dynamaxed once. That's a shiny Mimikyu. That's really cool looking. Mostly because I just haven't needed to. So... Okay, so this is going to break... oh, this is an unfortunate scenario. So... because Torkoal is slower than Hatterene, it moves first, which means it will break the Mimikyu's disguise. And technically speaking, I would prefer if Hatterene did that because it would do less damage. But either way, we are going to take the Grimmsnarl out with this Dazzling Gleam here, even with Light Screen up. And we've done 50% damage to Mimikyu. So, if it wasn't for that light screen, this battle would have been over on that turn. But, Mimikyu's going to use Swords Dance. I'm not sure what my opponent's going after here because Psychic Terrain is still in effect. Therefore, Shadow Sneak will not work. But, we'll see what they've got. I don't know if they're... even Dynamaxing wouldn't... yeah, there's the cancel. Okay. I think they realized Psychic Terrain was in effect, and they couldn't do anything to gain any momentum back, so good job to my opponent. They did actually do their best to try and fight back there. They just, unfortunately, couldn't do anything to stop my Trick Room. So, but with that, that is going to be it for today's video. Let's go ahead and update our rank here and see where we ended off. And of course, update our record. We are currently 12-3. So close, so close. But yeah, the season is over in about 6 days. I'm actually recording this over the weekend, so I'm going to be recording a few more battles, so you guys will see, you know, basically back-to-back videos. Because I'd like to have all of the videos out and be Master Ball tier before the end of the Season 2 here. So expect a lot more YouTube content coming forward. But I want to thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, click on the bell notification, and make sure you get updates for all videos. As always, you can join me for live streams on Twitch at twitch.tv/Griever84 or follow me on any social medias, which will be listed down below in the video description. Thank you guys. Take care, and as always, GG my Guardians. I'll see you guys later.